All right, shalom to the elective nation of Israel. Before I get started, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who lead, teach, and rule well. Love and honor to my fellow occupants pushing the truth and sincerity across the four corners. Shalom, peace and blessings to the sincere listeners who listen and subscribe to the Men and Doctrine of Great Millstone. This is Brother Edified from GMS Atlanta Church, come with another lesson to the Spirit. It's going to be entitled In Due Season. Because pretty much all things are according to the will and time frame, according to the time frame and the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So I'm just going to get into this lesson. It's going to be based in 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. So this is 1 Corinthians 12 and 1. It says, "Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led." This is another scripture that shows that the Israelites can be referred to and called Gentiles in the scripts, but just because an individual is referred to as a Gentile, that doesn't necessarily institute that they are heathens. It's just they were Gentiles because even as it says here, you were carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. But continuing on, 1 Corinthians 12 and 3, "Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of the Most High calleth Yahushua a curse, and that no man can say that Yahushua is the Lord, but by the Holy Spirit." And even that is a manifestation of the will and the power that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has in time to do according to his will and his spirit. Real quick. This is John 6 and 63. This is it says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth not. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Verse 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said in verse 65, "And he said, therefore said I unto you that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father." You see, because everything that happens here and happens across the four corners is according to the will and the time frame, the divine time and order that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has set up and ordained in the spirit. Continuing on, verse 4. "Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit, and there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord, and there are diversities of operations, but in it the same power that worketh all in all." And you see, and this is why we have to just believe in and trust, the divine time and order that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has set up and ordained. Just speaking personally, even myself, there's just certain pressures I just feel in the spirit that I don't know what it is, man. There's certain times I just have to just be by myself, and, really I want to be more connected at times. And, maybe that's something that I have to pray for in the spirit. But there's certain time periods that I go through certain things and it's just, I have to separate myself, but even with that, scripture speak about woe unto him that is alone. And, of course, you understand and you realize the power of the unity of the brotherhood. So, of course, you for the most part, you always find yourself in your way back into the brothers. But, hey, man, if the spirit works with certain men and individuals in different ways, then not only do you have to, in a sense, trust how the spirit works with and through you, but, as long as, certain spiritual duties and obligations aren't, just left by the wayside and not taken care of, shoot, to a certain extent, you got to kind of, let a man, work out his own salvation the best way that he knows how, because, hey, man, it's, hey, like the previous lesson I did, man, the truth is an all out fight, man, Continuing on, verse 9, and even with that, when you have certain fighting forces, everybody's not in you have different sects and companies of fighting forces. You have some, people who are, of the so-called army and, the big companies and regiments. Then you have like certain specialists and certain operatives who they work in smaller groups. And then you got certain guys who are either like scouts or snipers, and they be out there by themselves, and it's like everybody kind of has their own craft and division as far as what they bring to the overall mission, but at the same time, like I said, at the same time, that doesn't give any excuse or room for missions and objectives and duties to, not get taken care of. But at the same time, we're all different. This goes here. This goes right into it. The diversities of gifts and of the Spirit, and how the Spirit don't necessarily work the same way with every individual. And that's fine. Because it's all about the due season in which Yahweh Shemi Shai chooses to activate certain things in individuals, so they can kind of bring it, in a sense, prepared and crafted, to the body. Verse 7, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit with all. And you see, and that's the point. The manifestation and the fullness of what the Spirit is working on a man and individual to do, it has to be to a point that it brings the profit, to the forefront, But from there, I'm going to jump down. It's like as I figure out where I was. Yep. All right. So 1 Corinthians 12 and 20. But now are they many members, yet but one body? Because you have different members that build up the body, Verse 21, and the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again the head to the feet, I have no need of you, because that's foolish. Because, even though we're different members, we're all of one body. Every portion of the body has a particular role, to contribute to the overall operation of the body, Verse 22, nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. And this is one thing, that even myself, it's a continual process of understanding what this particular precept actually means, because, even being a younger man, myself still being a young man in the truth and in the faith, but even being a younger man, even going back, a couple or a few years ago, you'll see and you'll witness certain men who are more feeble in the spirit, and one thing that always kind of stuck with me when just kind of seeing and observing men who are, a little bit more feeble in the spirit, is you have to have a certain level of respect for those individuals, man, because it's like they don't quit, they don't fight, like they don't quit, Slacky, they don't quit, they continue to fight, and that's an honorable thing, I mean, just saying, if a man has an abundance of talents and gifts, not to say that his walk is easy, because no man's walk is easy, but it's like, you're fighting a war, and you have, it's like I got a little sickness trying to hit me, but it's like fighting a war, and this man or individual just has an abundance of, strategic understanding, physical gifts. It reminds me of that movie, Full Metal Jacket, where you had different individuals, just like a lot of other war movies, but you had a lot of individuals who were just average kind of regular guys. But you had one guy who was pretty much a fucking animal out there, man. He was able to just lay everything down. And like I said, it's not to say that, any man's walk is easy in the truth in the fight. But when it comes to those individuals who aren't necessarily, have the gift to, read and comprehend at a super high level, because hey, we're in the flesh. Like everybody don't have the same things, or necessarily have an abundance of time, to do certain things. They might have to work hella hours, or like even myself, I went from a place of having to work hella hours, to having more time on my hands, to having, to work hella hours again. Like, those certain things that just contribute to the overall growth and development of a man. You just have to respect that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is in full control, man. And that even though he may appear to be more feeble at a particular time, that's going to be a great story and testament to the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and the manifestation of his works and labors through the Spirit, because it's like, man, like this man really had faith and held on. Even going to like the parable of the talents, certain men are given, just saying 5, 10 talents, 2, 4 talents. Certain men only given 1 talent. You got to hang on with that 1 talent for dear fucking life, But Slaki, getting back to the scripts, 1 Corinthians 12 and 22. Nay, much more those members of the body which seem to be more feeble are necessary. See, even those more feeble portions of the body are necessary. You ain't gonna have this everybody that's being no fucking monster out here, man. You're gonna have some men who, are kind of through in the flesh, have, certain ailments that they got to deal with, whether it be internal or external. You'll have certain men who come into the truth and the walk, and they have hella responsibilities as far as, maybe having one or a few women, or, hella, a bunch of kids. And it's like, damn, every second they have to fight to grow in the spirit, in which we all have to fight to grow in the spirit. But that goes into those more feeble parts, which are necessary, because like I said, everybody's not gonna come into the truth, into the walk, being a fucking monster, man. And then even those individuals who have a certain level of, coming in, or, in a certain level of strength, or have a certain level of strength at a particular point in their walk, the Most High the wisdom take you through them highs and lows, them crooked paths, man, till you have variance in your levels and strength throughout your walk. That builds a level of spiritual resistance and endurance, strength. Verse 23. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, and they go into the flesh too. Like in the flesh, he's like, this individual, he a good brother, but he not on level with this brother, which we're not supposed to be doing that, man. That's judging another man's servant. We're supposed to respect and have a level of show a level of respect and honor to every member and portion of this body, man, because we all in this fight, man. Upon these we bestow more abundant honor. Let me read that again. 1 Corinthians 12 and 23. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. You see, I'm gonna get that word. I'm gonna get a couple words here. And it says, and those which we think less honorable to be of the body, upon these honor, you see, more abundant. In which the word honor there is I think it's time.
Strong's G 5092. Time.
It says a value by which the price is fixed, of price itself. It says of the price paid or received for a person or thing bought or sold. So these individuals who are less, who are more feeble, had to pay a heavy price, in which we all had to pay a heavy price. But it's like, you got to get the mission done with, in essence, kind of less resources in the spirit, because you just given certain men are given a certain dispensation of the gospel, and that may come with a higher level of whatever it is, man. I'm kind of speaking abstractly because this is a spiritual matter. Certain things of the spirit you can't necessarily just speak, with stammering lips, man. We, pushing the gospel forth, man. But yeah, they're going to have a higher level of honor because they paid a super high price, man, because they had to scratch and claw for everything. You know, certain men who have more, things kind of just come more naturally. You know, and this, even in the world, there's certain things that kind of just come more naturally to you or to others. So that shouldn't be a super complicated or abstract thing to really understand. But because of their feebleness in the flesh or through the spirit, you know, they have to pay a heavy price to acquire each and everything that they acquire. You know, and that's a honorable task, an honorable fight, man. You know, continuing on, verse 24: For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. In which, like I said, that honor, and really that goes back to the topic of the lesson, in due season. You know, because even going into that honor, it goes into paying the price, in which we're paying that price. You know, from day one that you punch the clock, okay, until our course and our fight is done. You know, matter of fact, get that real quick. This is Proverbs 15 and 33. It says, I'm gonna start up 32. Proverbs 15 and 32. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. Verse 33. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. You see, so, yeah, man, you know, before that honor comes humility. You know, comes the process of really being broken down to be built back up, going back into the members in the body and diversity of gifts, the different forms and aspects and pieces and parts of members of the body that, you know, have to work together, and in the way in which they should work and operate together, you know, being without schisms, and being, in a sense, you know, even though there's correction and, you know, building up that comes with it, should operate, in a sense, in a smooth fashion, you know. Reading that again, this is 1 Corinthians 12 and 24. For our comely parts have no need, but the Most High have tempered the body together, having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked, that there should be no schism. See, there should be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another. And whether one member suffer, all the members suffer with it, or one member be honored, all the members rejoice with it. And you see, that's because we having an understanding that all things are according to the will and timing of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Just that profit and that next level of abundance, you know, through the Spirit being activated. That's something that we should all, as a body, be glad in and rejoice in, man. You know, because that goes to show you that we're progressing. That, you know, we as a body are progressing forward because Yahweh Shem Yahushua found and deemed it worthy of a spiritual increase. You know, continuing on, verse 27. Now ye are the body of Hamashiach, and members in particular, and the Most High have set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. And you see it go into the different forms and factions of the body in which Yahweh Shem Yahushua is created. You know, and we won't fully understand certain things until, in due season, in due time, Yahweh Shem Yahushua shows and manifested forth. Verse 29, are all apostles, are all prophets, are all teachers, are all workers of miracles, having all the gifts of healing, do all speak with tongues, do all interpret? And no one is, you know, everyone isn't, just because you're a member of this body, that doesn't mean that you're going to encompass necessarily all different roles in the body. You may have a little part, you know, you may have a main role here, you know, you may be a teacher or a help, you know, but then the Spirit may you know, grow you in terms of healings, you know, may grow you in terms of miracles, may grow you in terms of those diversities of tongues, because if we were all everything, then, in a sense, a lot of us, we would get puffed up, man, because it's like there would be no need for the body in a sense, because you just got everything, man, finishing out. Verse 1 Corinthians 12:31. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. And see, and that's I'm not gonna say the point, but that's one of the main points. To have a level of covet, man, if I'm gonna get that. Going into that word covet. And it's not a thing of coveting in a sense of being jealous and wanting, desiring things, just so you can have it. No, it goes into a level of, it's going to say a level of zeal.
Strong's G 2206. Zelao. Thayer's lexicon related.
Chill, Esau. It says zelao. It says to burn with zeal. It says jumping down to point I, it says in a good sense to be zealous in the pursuit of good. You see, that's what we covet. Like one thing I've heard brothers say is we don't necessarily covet to be like or equate to a brother, but we have a certain level of covetousness or righteous desire to obtain some of his gifts, because we understand that those are certain things that Yahweh Shem Shai has put in place in the body that we can all benefit from. It's not a level of trying to compete, and equate or surpass a brother. It's a matter of trying to grow in the spirit, because you see that this brother has a certain gift, and you want to be more well-rounded in the spirit, so to speak. Which we understand. Like I said, it all comes in due season, But even with that, that goes into a level of having patience, being diligent and continuing to do your own work and studies and build yourself up and, do your work while it's day, but also having a level of patience and faith. I'm going to reread this verse again and close out. This is 1 Corinthians 12 and 31. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. And see, that goes into, and this is really Apostle Paul, even also speaking through faith, having a certain level of covetousness, righteous covetousness, and desire of the best gifts, the things that you truly know that you need in the spirit. But at the same time, like I said, having a level of patience and hope and faith, and trusting that Yahweh Shem Shai in due season will increase you, as he sees fit, that we can be a greater benefit unto ourselves, okay, and unto the body, importantly as well, so I'm in a lesson out there. Lord willing, you've been edified. Once again, before I close out, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who lead, teach, and rule well. Love and honor to my fellow occupants, pushing the word in true faith and sincerity across the four corners. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you, sincere listeners and believers. Until next time, Shalom.